Twitter tab that was hidden. Anyway, all right. So technical difficulties aside, welcome everybody to another episode of live streaming Alternative Money Mondays. Here with myself, I'm Jeremy Fletcher, CEO and co-founder of a little software company called Ledgerama. And we built the Walla Wallet to support HBAR and all those awesome HTS tokens like JAM and Dovu and USDC and all those other great tokens, HBARX out there. I'm joined, of course, as always, by my right-hand man and our main man in Kenya, Tim Mungai, and Caitlin Lance from Creative Coast. Creative Coast is creating code and colliding here in the low country area of Savannah and the surrounding areas. So always happy to be joined by Caitlin and the folks from Creative Coast. So welcome back for another episode. We appreciate everybody being here. So I'll go ahead and jump right into it. So for Market Mondays this week, not a huge, not a huge bump, but we're at least maintaining. We had a little bump in a positive direction on the markets. So we went from the total market cap of 1.033 trillion to 1.082 trillion. By the way, we our usual guest that does the Market Mondays for me, Brandon the HBAR Bull, who everybody out in the audience knows, I'm sure. He's taking a little vacay this week, so not able to join us this week, but I'm sure he'll be back next week. And right, so Bitcoin, basically kind of the same story across the board here. Bitcoin take a little jump up over on the 7-day, started out at 22,500, jumped up to 23,300, and HBAR kind of doing the same song and dance, going from just over 7 cents at 7.1 cents to 7.6 cents USD. So basically market's kind of maintaining, a little jump, but nothing really exciting going on. Some really cool news in the HBAR world though. This is a pretty nice full week for the HBAR news. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these different topics, but the first one I wanted to jump into was ACME Labs. So ACME Labs is in partnership with Chuck Jones. So for folks that may have grown up watching cartoons, right? So Chuck Jones was the artist that drew Bugs Bunny. He did basically all of the Warner Brothers cartoons pretty much were, or many of them were designed and drawn by, invented by Chuck Jones. And I lived in Southern California for a long time, and we used to go to Comic-Con in San Diego every year. We loved getting dressed up and going down to Comic-Con. I'm a big nerd, as everybody that knows me knows. We'd hang out in the hotel hallways and play Cyberpunk and have a great time. But at any rate, so this is kind of spawning out of the Comic-Con in San Diego, and out of ACME Labs in partnership with Chuck Jones, the creator of Bugs Bunny, is going to be using Hedera to mint the Lost Wabbit and other Warner Brothers artwork. So super cool to see that. That's one of those that really speaks to my heart. So we've got, so we're happy to see those guys picking up Hedera to mint their NFTs. I just thought that was really cool news. So check out ACME Labs and see what they're doing. Brandon did a great video with, I believe, the CEO of ACME Labs. So don't forget to hop over to Brandon the HBAR Bulls channel and check that one out. So
everybody has a memory. Everybody has a memory of the rabbit. It was hilarious when we were kids growing up.
Oh yeah.
It used to air as well here locally, and every single one of my friends are familiar with it. So it's great to see these guys. They are legends, to see them hopping onto the Hedera ecosystem.
Right. Yeah, and so not only the Lost Rabbit NFT, but basically they're going to be using Hedera to mint NFTs related to all sorts of collectibles. So if you kind of check out some of their proof of concept stuff, basically they're going to have a virtual gallery where you can kind of scroll around, or you can like view other collectors' galleries. I mean, it's just, this is awesome. And the Lost Rabbit is something created by Chuck Jones apparently in the 80s. So this is something that really didn't get a lot of attention. So it's kind of one of those Easter egg kind of things where, they're going to kind of resurrect the Lost Rabbit. So pretty cool news. And this is one of those, along with, there's so many great companies that are building on Hedera. And this is just one of those that, for creators out there, I have some artist friends that, that aren't familiar with distributed ledger technology. And when I asked, when I talked to them about NFT, they said, okay, well, who's on board? Like, what are there other like serious artists and other serious projects that are, making NFTs, particularly on Hedera? And so I can now say, I mean, we've known this going on. I mean, we've got Ubisoft, and I mean, we've got some great creators already coming online. There's the Ashfall video game, so all kinds of stuff in the gaming industry, art, and now, of course, we've got Chuck Jones to join the list of some serious creators, and it's actually Chuck Jones' son that I believe is basically kind of took over the foundation there. But they started up ACME Labs, and so this is another cool one coming to Hedera. And other big news, Outlier Ventures. So Outlier Ventures is a really cool group of people, and just, I mean, they are the work that they do is really second to none. They've got a great tokenomics paper out there that I recommend people check out if they get the opportunity to. But Outlier Ventures doing another Hedera Basecamp. So looks like you've got 31 days. You got about a month to fill out applications. But for folks that are building Metaverse, basically any developers, anybody that's out there building on Hedera, particularly in the Metaverse space. But I know they've got a bunch of other use cases as well. So it's a 12-week program, and it's there to help early stage startups leverage the Hedera network to build secure, scalable, and sustainable solutions across Web3. And this round, they're serving both retail and enterprise use cases. So highly recommend people check out Outlier Ventures if you're looking for funding, or if you're looking to get an idea of what projects are coming online and just kind of want to look and see what's coming down the line. Also a great place to check. And you can check out more there at the outlierventures.io. Basecamp, Hedera Basecamp is where we're at here. And so if you're looking for resources, speaking of developers and building on Hedera, if you're looking for resources, you can go to Hedera Integrations. So this is a place where you can go to learn more about a comprehensive. So basically, you get a comprehensive directory of microservice APIs, network gateways, payment rails, integrations, and plugins that make it even easier to build on the Hedera network. So another great addition to the Hedera website. I mean, the Hedera website's always just been so chock full of information. So it's great to see that they're doing more every day. They know that they need to provide tools and services to the developer community. So this is just another step in the right direction as far as I can tell. And then jumping on, we'll go to the Porini Foundation. So the Porini Foundation is doing some really neat stuff as well. Innovation for Nature. So it's a Swiss charity building a bridge between innovative technology and conservation for the benefit of people and nature. And they're going to be minting their nature series of NFTs on Hedera. So that's another great company and a great cause that's coming down the line really soon. So let's see, we got so there was a podcast this week to discuss the foundation's decision to migrate its Nature Collectibles. The Nature Collectibles NFT project is going to be migrating to Hedera. So another awesome existing project that's going to be migrating to Hedera. And the folks in the HBAR and Hedera space know that we've got, zero, basically, zero carbon, right? So energy efficiency, speed, cost. I mean, all of these things add up. And when you put them all together, it kind of makes it really, to me, it makes a no-brainer for people that want it, for companies that want to mint and build NFTs. So happy to see another awesome use case coming over to the Hedera.
I found, sorry, pardon for cutting you short. I like how creative. I love how creative they got when it comes to conserving these endangered species. And I saw Rwanda. Rwanda is involved. The government of Rwanda. They have these colobus monkeys and I guess mountain gorillas. When you go to South America, there are happy eagles. So they are creating, what they're doing, they're creating these unique representations of these species, and you can just download the app. The app is already usable on Android devices, but not iPhones. So you can just download the app. Setting it up is so easy. Then you can purchase these collectibles and hold on to them. Then you can resell them later at maybe twice or three times its price, and 50% of the profits. You're given 50%, and 50% goes back to going back to the foundation to the species that you chose to protect or conserve. And the good thing is it's super transparent. You're seeing everything that's happening. Every single transaction is, of course, viewable on the hash graph on the Hedera network.
That's very cool. I love use cases like this. So, we support the World Wildlife Foundation, and and for Christmas we get each other World Wildlife Foundation socks, right? So you can buy pairs of socks that represent, whether it's red pandas, or I've got the pair of octopus socks. I mean, there's all these different, endangered species, and so I love use case. Both myself and my family, and we love use cases like this. So this is really cool to see. And yeah, feel free to download the app and keep tuning in to learn more about how the foundation is using Hedera to tackle global issues in sustainability and conservation. And so as was announced, so moving on to other news in the HBAR world, as was announced in April of 2022, the Hedera Governing Council has entered into an agreement to outsource core services to Swirlds Labs, as the council focuses on network governance, industry standards, public policy, and treasury management. So for folks, so there was some concern there was a little bit of concern among, what role will Swirlds continue to play? Of course, Lehman Baird, the creator of the Hashgraph algorithm, chief scientist over there at Swirlds Lab, and Mance Harmon. So there was, we were all wanting to continue to see them actively engaged in the network, and this is just more evidence that they, just because they kind of stepped, I don't want to say stepped down, but stepped back from the governing council and moved more into what they really do best, which is building, building great products over at Swirlds Labs. So, continuing. So as promised originally, that is continuing, and of course, payments for the services that Swirlds Lab does are going to be made as prepayments of HBAR, with periodic adjustments based on actual expenses and HBAR market price. So for the HBAR investors out there, another one to keep your eye on. Of course, this is another expenditure. And this is more of the more HBAR that's essentially going to be distributed into the market. So this is a continuing part of the decentralization. I mean, as folks at Swirlds Lab get these HBAR, I'm not sure. I don't know what Mance and Lehman's. Of course, they already have pretty significant HBAR holdings. quite substantial. But there's, I don't know how many folks are employed over at Swirlds Labs, but but all those people, all those employees, that have HBAR rewards and stuff. I mean, this is contributing to the decentralization of the coin here. So, and now, without further ado, I'm going to jump into the real big news. The kind of coolest news of the week was the staking rewards. So we know that staking went live natively on the Hedera network. The rewards still haven't been voted on, so rewards are not activated just yet. But we were waiting on it's one of the two main elements we were waiting on. We're waiting on one, the governing council of Hedera to vote on the rewards. But another huge component of that was the rewards account actually being fully funded with the minimum 250 million HBAR. So that's not a small amount of HBAR. If I've got it correct, that's somewhere to the tune of $18 million. So that's not a small chunk of money. I mean, we're used to hearing billions and trillions, but when we look at total market cap and stuff, but I mean, 18 million is no small chunk of change. So 250 million HBAR has hit the rewards account, the 0.0.800 account. So we were kind of poking fun at it a little bit last week. We saw that we were up to it was like 500 HBAR or something in the rewards account. And so we had like 249,900 and 500 and some odd HBAR to go. And we were kind of making a joke about that last week. But basically in three fail swoops, all coming within a quick succession, those HBAR have hit. I think they did 80 million. They did two tranches of 80 million and a tranche of 90 million HBAR, and they all came from the same account. I haven't heard or seen directly that was from the foundation, but I can't imagine where else it would come from. So the 250 million HBAR that's needed for the rewards, for staking rewards to begin, is coming right around the corner. We just need to wait for the governing council to vote on the rewards. So you folks out there, if you haven't staked your HBAR yet, go ahead and get your HBAR staked on Walla Wallet. It takes less than it just, I mean, it's so super easy. A quick correction, of course, in the first video, I was talking about staking to node 1. I've since been corrected. I had a little bit of faulty information there. You can really stake to any of the Hedera nodes, and it's 0 through 25, I believe, the nodes that you can stake to. Of course, node 1 is the Swirlds Labs node, but you are welcome to stake to any of them. Any of them will work. So huge news. Yes.
Fun question. Does it really matter which node you decide to stake to, whether LG, Nomura, Wipro, or whatever? Just a question I saw somewhere, someone wondering.
Right. So, well, currently, of course, the staking is not contributing to consensus. So the staking to the nodes currently, it doesn't really matter just yet. But I believe it was I forget if it was phase 2 or phase 3 of the staking where the HBAR staked will actually start to contribute to consensus. So yeah, so I mean, it matters in a way. It kind of, if you really, it's whichever node or whichever kind of company you want to put your weight and support behind. At this early stage, do I really think it matters? Probably. Well, especially not until the HBAR that's staked contributes to consensus. Certainly, it doesn't really mean much until then. But at some point, yes, it definitely will. It will matter. You'll want to support the nodes that you'll want to support the nodes that you want to support. Of course, we hope that in the future, when community nodes, trusted community nodes are available, of course, Ledgerama intends to host a node, and so we would hope that users of Walla Wallet would stake their HBAR to the Ledgerama node. But for now, I don't think it really matters too much. All right, so that brings me to the close. A lot of great news out there, but my favorite part of the show is where we give away some jam tokens. So without further ado, my man Tim, do we have a Twitter winner?
Sure, we do have H_friends_.
Okay, all right, at HFriends. This week's winner of 10,000 jam tokens. Love giving away these jam tokens so people can get them in their hands. They can start seeing how lightning fast the Hedera network is, how cheap it is to move these things around. And plus, it's always just fun to give people free stuff. Well, that's always a fun item. So at H_friends, so kind of like Hedera Friends, is our Twitter winner this week. So we'll be reaching out to you via Twitter. I want to thank Tune.fm and Andrew Antar. The folks over at Tune.fm are the ones that give us these awesome jam tokens to use for promotion. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to all the folks at Hedera and the HBAR Foundation, the Creative Coast, Caitlin Lance and Jen Bonet over the Creative Coast, creating, coding, and colliding here in the lowland country of Savannah, Georgia, and surrounding coastal areas. Big thanks, many thanks to them for being our co-host and helping us with this stuff, as they have since the very beginning. And if you like the content here, folks, if this is something that's valuable, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Leave a comment below. What would you like to see more of? You want to see more detailed HBAR news? Do you want to see more market analysis stuff? We want to know, do you want to see walkthroughs of how to use Walla Wallet and how to use the various services? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and smash the subscribe button. And we will see you all next Monday on, I believe it's episode 15 of Alternative Money Mondays. Thanks, everybody. Signing off and have a great week.